Have you ever seen 27 kgs of gold and diamonds at one go? Forget 27 kgs. Have you ever seen 2.7 kgs of gold at once? One Indian leader, late Indian leader, had at least 27 kgs of gold. Her name is Jayalalithaa. Her followers remember Jayalalithaa as Amma, mother. In fact, she was one of India's most popular leaders. Today, a court in India is figuring out how it can transfer Jayalalitha's stash of jewellery to Tamil Nadu's Home Secretary so that the gold can be auctioned off or sold, and the money from it can be used to pay the 100 crore rupees fine that was imposed on the leader before her death. Officers from Tamil Nadu have been asked to bring along with them at least 6 big trunks to carry the gold. Also, a security apparatus to guard the gold, and a photographer and videographer who can document the gold's interstate journey. Jayalalitha's gold will be travelling from Bengaluru, Karnataka to Chennai, Tamil Nadu. And how much do you think 27 kgs of gold costs? Well, the cost of 10 grams of 24 karat gold in Delhi today is 63,875 rupees, and by that rate 100 grams of gold will cost 6,38,750 rupees. A kg will cost 63,87,500 rupees. Jayalalithaa has had 27 kgs of gold. That's 17 crore 24 lakh 62,500 rupees. And that's the cost of the metal alone. When you buy jewelry, you also pay the making charge and then you pay taxes. That's a lot of additional money, basically. How did Jayalalithaa get that kind of money? Her life story may have the answer. And before becoming a politician, Jayalalithaa was an actor. She made her debut at the age of 13 and signed over 140 films in a career spanning over 15 years. How much did she make, though? Did the producers pay her in gold? For her first movie, Jayalalithaa was reportedly paid 3,000 rupees. It's equivalent of 160,000 rupees today. Of course, Jayalalithaa then became a superstar and also one of India's highest paid female actors. But how much money did she make to buy 27 kgs of gold? You see, actors did not make millions back then. Jayalalithaa retired from the silver screen at 31. She forayed into politics and spent the next 3 decades in public life. She was a 5-time chief minister. She was elected as a member of India's upper house, the Rajya Sabha. How much money was she making? On paper, the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu makes around 2 lakh rupees a month. During the time when Jayalalithaa was in office, the salary was much lesser. How did she save so much money in order to buy 27 kgs of gold? During her first term as Chief Minister, Jayalalithaa refused to accept her salary. She said she had abundant sources of income. A wedding she hosted in 1995 made it to the Guinness Book of World Records. It was the wedding of Jayalalitha's adopted son. She would go on to invite a record 150,000 guests and spent an estimated sum of 10 crore rupees. And the next year, there was an income tax raid in Jayalalitha's house. What officers found left Indians dumbstruck. Officers found 10,500 saris at her house. Also, 750 pairs of footwear, 91 watches, 500 wine glasses, 800 kgs of silver, and 28 kgs of gold, diamond worth 2 crore rupees, and a silver sword. The saris, slippers, and wine glasses were taken to a city court in Chennai. 4 policemen had to be put on the shift to guard Jayalalitha's wardrobe. The silver, the diamond and the gold along with the sword were taken to the treasury. This gold is now being auctioned. Who knows how much gold Jayalalithaa made between 1996 and 2016, the year she died. At the time of her death, Jayalalithaa owned at least 9 vehicles. There were 2 Toyota Prado, a Tempo Traveler, a Tempo Trax, a Mahindra Jeep, a Mahindra Bolero, a Swaraj Mazda Maxi cab, an ambassador, and a Contessa. She had also declared 1,250 kgs of silver articles. Jayalalithaa had also invested in 5 firms. Together, her stake was worth 27.44 crore rupees. In the year 2016, when Jayalalithaa had to declare her assets before running for elections, she had said that she owned movable assets worth 41.63 crore rupees. The immovable assets were worth 72.09 crore rupees. Do you get to make so much money by acting in movies, or do you make that kind of money in public life? We asked that question to Sumant C. Raman. He is a political analyst who spoke to us from Chennai. Take a listen in.
It is quite possible that a substantial part of it could have been generated from the income that was earned by her during her film career. Even in today's rate, this is 10 crore. So for a politician, 28K, it should be around 15 crore or thereabouts. So for a politician today, that is actually small change.
A disproportionate assets case was filed against Jayalalithaa in 1996, alleging that the leader owns way more assets than she has declared in her nomination papers. The court found Jayalalithaa guilty. She was convicted in 2014, arrested and put behind bars. The court also ordered Jayalalithaa to pay 100 crore rupees in fine. Her gold will be auctioned off or sold to pay that fine. Not all of the 27 kgs, because 7 kgs, Jayalalithaa alleged she had inherited from her mother. Just FYI, Jayalalithaa got into the movies at a young age to support her family and pay off the family debt. She was born in the lap of luxury, but her family had lost its fortune. So how exactly did her mother manage to leave behind 7 kgs of gold? That's quite a mystery. Anyway, after auctioning the remaining 20 kgs of gold and the stash of diamonds and silver, if needed, authorities will also auction the late Chief Minister's immovable assets. In the year 2017, while reading out its judgment in the disproportionate assets case, India's top court expressed, quote-unquote, deep concern about the escalating corruption in the society. The court said that by 1991, Jayalalitha's assets were valued at 2.01 crore rupees. And by 1996, she was worth 66.04 crore rupees. Many estimate that Jayalalithaa was worth at least 900 crore rupees by the time of her death. This may be a concern. The Indian Army is strengthening its defense along the line of actual control. According to Indian media reports, it is converting its headquarters, Uttar Bharat area, into a full-fledged operational core. The move has been on the cards for almost a year. It is a message to Beijing, which has been provoking Indian troops. You see, up until now, the headquarters had been looking after peacetime locations and training establishments of Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh. It had also been monitoring the LAC running along Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. But now it will be undertaking more operational tasks. So what is going to change exactly? You see, a corps is equipped with arms and services to carry out military operations in its area of responsibility. It is generally structured to hold 3 divisions, but it can hold more or less as per requirements. Each of these divisions comprising 15,000 to 18,000 troops. Before this upgrade, the Uttar Bharat area had only 1 brigade along with a few scouts battalions. The troops were asked to patrol key border areas. But considering frequent face-offs with the Chinese troops along the LAC, the headquarters were gradually upgraded. 3 independent brigades and an infantry division were put under their jurisdiction. It was then referred to as combatized UB area. While it was equipped with fighting elements, an upgrade to a traditional corps comes with further sophistication. It will now have additional artillery brigades, engineering brigades and other logistics components. It will also have all the troops and equipment such as artillery, engineers, aviation under its direct command. Basically, it will now be more focused on operations instead of its traditional peacetime roles. What exactly triggered this? Officials say it is the increased Chinese troop density in the area. There have been concerns over China's activities along the LAC. There have been reports that China is moving its nationals into its defense villages. And it's not clear whether these nationals are civilians or military personnel. In fact, China is also said to have been building new infrastructure along the LAC, along India's northeast. Along with that, it is improving connectivity through passes, constructing roads and bridges, and model villages. And amid this alarm, India has been taking decisive steps to bolster defense. The core upgrade is the latest. Just last year, the Defense Minister Rajnath Singh inaugurated as many as 90 border infrastructure projects. 64 of them are in Arunachal Pradesh, Ladakh and Sikkim. This includes the Nechifu Tunnel that will provide all-weather connectivity to Tawang region of Arunachal Pradesh and a key military airfield in eastern Ladakh's Neoma. These projects aim to increase mobility of troops and equipment to the LAC if things go south. In fact, India has also deployed radars and a fleet of fighter aircraft in Ladakh. This includes Rafales, Su-30 MKI. These aircraft have been conducting combat air patrols in the region. All this and more is a response to China's provocation along the LAC, especially since the Galwan Valley incident of 2020. Amid the escalating violence in Palestine, the Water Transport Workers Federation of India, which represents nearly 4,000 port workers, have said they will not load and unload weaponized cargo bound for Israel. In a statement, the trade union said, and I'm quoting, "We, the port workers, part of labor unions, would always stand against the war and the killing of innocent people like women and children. The recent attack of Israel on Gaza, plunging thousands of Palestinians into immense suffering and loss." Now, they say they do not want to play any role in enabling ships to carry arms to Israel and aggravate the war. They have said, and I'm quoting, "Our union members have collectively decided to refuse handling all types of weaponized cargoes. Loading and unloading these weapons helps provide organizations with the ability to kill innocent people." Not just that, the trade union has also called for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. The press release was issued last week on the 14th of February. And here we need to be clear. So far, there is no record or report of any ship from India carrying military cargo to Israel. The Port Workers Union also says that. They say they are issuing this statement only to express solidarity with Palestine. They say they want to make clear they will not be a part of any future enterprise to support Israel's war. The trade union, which is an affiliate of the World Federation of Trade Unions, was reportedly inspired to make this decision after a recent meeting in Athens. A number of union representatives expressed solidarity with Palestinians dying in the war. Meanwhile, in Gaza, the death toll has risen to nearly 30,000. Let me repeat that. Nearly 30,000 Gazans have lost their lives so far due to Israeli bombardment. But the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has ignored all international calls for the ceasefire in Gaza since the beginning of the Israeli aggression on Gaza. Unions worldwide have either boycotted or tried to obstruct arms supplies to Israel. But with Israel not quite paying heed, boycotts have become a symbolic measure of expressing solidarity with the Palestinians. Earlier, an apparel manufacturing firm in India decided to halt any orders to make Israeli police uniforms. They turned down the orders on humanitarian grounds.